Hi there everyone, once again we're at the AP archive. In particular, we're at the British Movietone section of the archive. Now the last couple of films we've done here with Jenny Hammerton, who's a film archivist, we've taken in turns wearing the white gloves and doing a lucky dip, randomly choosing cards and seeing what film they relate to.
Sailors sightseeing.
All right, don't get too excited.
Sailors from the Soviet warships that brought Marshal Bulganin and Mr. Khrushchev here have been to London doing a bit of sightseeing.
But today we're going to do the very first card and the very last card. What's the first thing in the archive and the last? Let's start with number one. Here we are. Now this is a little bit tricky because the British Movietone archive, which AP has bought, in fact bought an archive itself.
It did. I think it was in 1930. They acquired a collection called the Henderson Collection, and this was a collection of a cinema owner who squirreled away lots of interesting films. So it goes back to 1895.
And so card number one will be part of this Henderson collection, number one is actually a very, very famous thing from 1913. Suffragette Derby, shots of the race, and Miss Davidson throws herself in front of the King's horse through the good of the cause. She is a suffragette. She was killed by the accident.
Yes.
This is a very famous moment in the suffragette movement. Very famous.
It is.
Probably the most famous.
I think there's a typo there. I think there's no D in her name.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the last one? Down the other end.
86. That was when Movietone actually stopped filming things. So that's the very, very end.
What's the last card?
Here we go.
All right.
Nicely handwritten.
Handwritten. Self-stack bricks. Bricks being unloaded from lorry. Builder climbs ladder. GV, which is sort of general vision shots of a building site. They were doing some kind of story about these self-stacking bricks.
Exciting stuff about self-stacking bricks.
Well, let's go and have a look.
Yeah.
All right, so let's start off with our number one. It is a typing mistake here on the card. That was Emily Davison.
So this is a really iconic film.
Horses coming around the bend. Oh.
It's rather awful to see.
Yeah.
I think she was aiming for the King's horse. How she could see when they were running that fast, I just don't know. But, you know, an iconic moment in history, 1913.
I know you haven't got the numbers to hand, but I imagine for film archives around the world that have this footage, this is a very often requested piece of footage.
Yeah, because it's such an important moment in the suffragette movement. The cameraman just happened to be there at that point. Amazing, really.
So, from the first to the last.
Yeah.
Probably a less important moment in world history. The filming of these self-stack bricks. I don't know.
Might be a kind of iconic film for people in the brick industry.
This is going to blow your mind. Oh, I like that. I like that stuff at the start.
Oh yeah, that's good. Cut here.
Yeah.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bricks. Oh, the London Brick Company.
Oh, so this is like a corporate film.
Materials handling in the construction industry is as yet in its infancy.
See, look, this is nicely filmed. This is good stuff.
Some jobs require the craftsman to work with his hands.
And that's one of the Movietone commentators definitely doing the voiceover.
Others, because of technological advances, rising costs and labour shortages, are being superseded by more important and efficient methods.
You know, if this was today, they'd have this as the starring video on their YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Oops, oh, blimey.
Oh, come on. And they kept that in the film.
I just thought they'd reshoot that. Hope there was nobody standing underneath.
It's all right, mate, I wasn't filming that.
This particular builder uses a tower crane and the self-stack lifting cage for both horizontal and vertical movement. The whole pack of bricks, complete with pallet, can then be lifted to wherever it may be required. Not forgetting the safety precautions, of course.
You must be loving this.
I love this. Yeah, my nickname is Brixie. It's a long story, but yeah, I love bricks.
I said to you earlier that I think almost every single film in the archive is really interesting.
It is.
This is testing that theory.
Is it?
Yeah.
I could sit and watch this all day. I like this stuff.
Well, luckily for you, you have a job where you can sit and watch this all day.
Yeah, it's like a dream come true.
This one's for you, Brixie.
Hey, bricks!
I have to say, after Emily Davison's incredible sacrifice and historic moment, this is a bit of a come down. But
It is.
But,
It is. Unless you're mad on bricks. Which I am.
This episode was brought to you by 23andMe, the online genetics service that can help you learn what the 23 pairs of chromosomes that make up your DNA can teach you about your ancestry, traits, and health. If you'd like to help with scientific research and discoveries, or maybe just learn your own personal DNA story, go to 23andme.com/objectivity.